This is the morning of the 6th of November. Clip put up by Keith Edwards. Trump stares blankly, drools, as he forgets everything on stage. I'm not a big fan of Keith for a whole bunch of different reasons, but he does come up with some good material, and that's why I repost a couple of his clips. Let's have a listen to what he has to say. The hands are always going, aren't they?
Donald Trump is currently in the middle of a conference with some business officials, and he is still reeling from the results last night. He's trying to pretend like it doesn't bother him. This shit bothers him. It bothers him a lot. Now, he also forgot someone he tried referencing. He had a brain freeze. He also here said that Biden doesn't know what's happening. And I'm going to ask you, let's listen. We don't need to listen to him. Do we need to listen to say this? I can just say it. I'm going to save you from hearing his voice. But he says Biden didn't have any idea what was happening. We have the opposite now. I know exactly what's happening. Does he know exactly what's happening? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Does Donald Trump know what's happening? We learned in 60 Minutes he doesn't know who he pardons, or he's lying. I mean, he's obviously lying. But I'm sure most things happening in this administration, Donald Trump is unaware of. He's just there to grift, and he's there to get attention. He does not care about governing. That's why the government's been shut down, the longest government shutdown in American history.
Keith, he doesn't know how to govern. He's a complete idiot. It isn't that he doesn't care. He doesn't know how. He's an idiot, and he surrounded himself with idiots in his cabinet, including that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, that's vaporizing people in their boats.
It's happening right now under Donald Trump's watch. One of the main reasons why, because he doesn't even care. He doesn't even care. Now, Donald Trump tried to reference Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago, and he was trying to be super racist. Unfortunately, his dementia got the best of him.
They took de Blasio, and they took that mayor from Chicago, the one that gets her hair done very expensively, right? Beautiful hair. She got beautiful, luxuriant hair.
How about you flying your fat effing ass back and forth to Mar-a-Lago every weekend? How about you doing that and blowing millions of dollars in fuel costs and aircraft maintenance? How about that, you fucking moron?
And they took her, and she's teaching at Harvard. They're teaching government. And then you hear about Harvard. We're trying to work a settlement with Harvard right now for about, a lot of money. I won't tell you.
Oh, man. Doesn't it just feel better with yesterday's result? And then, this stuff, still awful. Hate him. But there's something about it. The weight of it isn't as heavy today. Do you feel that way? I kind of feel that way. All right, let's keep going. Well, Donald Trump tried to get the audience to boo Mamdani, and as it says here, the response was very tepid.
You want to see what congressional Democrats wish to do to America? Just look at the result of yesterday's election in New York, where their party installed a communist as the mayor of the largest city in the nation. Remember, I've said we will never have a socialist elected to any post in our country. I used to say that, and I was right.
Listen to how weak his voice sounds, huh? Listen to it.
We skipped socialist, and we put in a communist instead. That didn't work out too.
I guess, okay, whatever. All right, old man. Now, Donald Trump also said this, and I want to point out, and I do think we say this so much that it becomes a meme, but it's a meme because it's kind of true. If Joe Biden were to talk in the way I'm about to show you on the national stage in front of a group of business leaders, it would be national news. Fox News would not stop talking about it. The New York Times would analyze each and every word and syllable to see if Joe Biden were suffering for some sort of mental collapse. Ladies and gentlemen, that is happening right now. That is happening right now. Listen to this nonsense.
To those places. For generations, Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa. I mean, if you take a look at what's going on in parts of South Africa, look at South Africa, what's going on. Look at South America, what's going on. You know, I'm not going to, we have a G20 meeting in South Africa. South Africa shouldn't even be in the Gs anymore because what's happened there is bad. I'm not going. I told them I'm not going. I'm not going to represent our country there. It shouldn't be there. Take a look at what's happening in different parts of South America. Take a look at what's...
Okay. For generations, Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa. Obviously, he meant South America. I mean, if you take a look at what's going on in parts of South Africa, look at South Africa. What's going on? Look at South America. What's going on?
Watch what pasta does to your body.
The guy's nuts.
What's going on with that MRI, bitch? What's going on with that MRI? Something's not right in your head. Something's not right in your head. What they're looking for? What they're looking for? I think we're seeing one of the reasons why that MRI happened. Clearly, the President of the United States is not fully there. Well, we know he's not fully there, but clearly they know what we have known all along. I want to know what's going on with that MRI. I want to know what they were looking for. I want to know what the results were. You deserve to know what the president's physical capability is and isn't. Clearly, there's something going on. Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa. Okay. Donald Trump tried to relive happier memories. This is something you do. Like, it reminds me of the football player, like the star quarterback who's 35, can't stop talking about high school football because that's all he ever achieved. That was the greatness he experienced in his life, and his life had not gone anywhere at all. This kind of feels like that. Like Donald Trump's like, let's not focus on the things that haven't been accomplished. Let's focus on the better times when I was campaigning for president.
At that point, 1 year ago, I was actually campaigning. We did the McDonald's shot. Remember the McDonald's shot? We did the garbage truck shot. And actually, the McDonald's one was the...
Remember that, guys? Remember when I was at McDonald's? Remember how much fun we had before we started losing left and right? Before I became the most unliked president in American history? Do you remember when I worked at McDonald's for 20 seconds?
Biggest hit in the history of Google. Can you believe that? Number one, the garbage truck did well, but not as well. I guess there's something about McDonald's, right? But it worked. And
all right. And so Donald Trump went on to say that it's been reported that Donald Trump knows the government shutdown, hurt them. Now he's saying this.
And to reopen government immediately, just reopen it. They don't like it to be reopened because we're setting records. They think actually, I don't think anything's going to hurt. We are so strong now that I'm not sure that anything's going to hurt. But it would be good to open it up, take care of the people with jobs that aren't going to get paid and aren't.
Yeah, okay, whatever. And then, of course, Donald Trump, for some reason, brought up how airplanes are faster than high-speed rail. No shit.
Newsom in California, he's got a train that was supposed to go from San Francisco to Los Angeles, which is a stupid idea because an airplane is faster. I don't care how fast it goes. And there are plenty of airplanes. San Francisco, inside San Francisco to inside right now, L.A. Newsom.
Well, I guess when you're a billionaire and you can just walk onto your plane as if it's a car, and then you can get off your plane with little to no waiting, I guess that makes more sense. But trains are actually much faster. One, because the security isn't as high, and two, because travel to and from a train station is not the same as airport. Of course, this is things that every working class person knows, that it's insanely, like a 2-hour flight, more like 4 to 5 hours with the going through security, getting there, than the traveling and then having to wait for your. It's just the whole thing flying. But of course, the billionaire president wouldn't know that. He wouldn't know that. And Donald Trump also was complaining about New York, saying that they lost sovereignty last night, but he's going to take care of it. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's not good. And I'm going to end with this because Donald Trump said this about AI buildings. I mean, this speech was a disaster.
Or who knows? I think if you go a couple of years out, you're going to see numbers like you've never seen, because all of these places that are now under construction, they're being built, they're going to be open, and thousands of jobs, hundreds of thousands of jobs are coming in, even building them. But when they open, that's when you're really going to see the numbers. We're building some of the biggest buildings ever built anywhere in the world. The AI buildings, they can cover. They show displays of them. They can cover the island of Manhattan. They're so big. They literally.
The AI buildings. I'm going to go full screen for this. Well, I don't know. It's the morning after. It's the day after. I feel very happy. The stuff with Donald Trump to me is just hitting differently, isn't it? It's just hitting a little differently. Donald Trump is insane. Donald Trump is hurting Americans. But, and then here's the good part, Americans realize it and are voting in a different way. And it gives me a lot of hope.
So, what do you think, huh? You know what's sad? If I'm right, and if he doesn't make it past Christmas, he won't be around to see the devastation that he's caused to this country. And if we get that J.D. Vance in, the nightmare will continue with Peter Thiel in control. You think not? Well, think whatever you like. Trump is an absolute nightmare. But I told you that, didn't I?